Okay, so I'm gonna give you this one last lesson and then I'm logging off. You now will be have your access and be on your own. Let me show you just how ridiculous these comps are. So here are the addresses: Windy, Puma, Shiloh, Concord, and these other two in Puma. First of all, here's our subject property. Almost all of the comps are in this area, which I'm assuming is some really nice area that they grabbed the comps for. Most of them are over 3 miles away. 99.999% of all investors will know that's absolutely stupid. You're crossing a lake, some little lake over here. You're crossing into a way nicer area. You're crossing two major streets, which is always another one when you cross a major intersection. Like I said, most people don't want to go more than half a mile. That's why on the comps I sent you, I was looking at this small radius in this neighborhood right here, and all I found were homes $40,000. That's the first problem. First problem, you can tell when they're doing stupid comps because this is what agents and people do to try to sell a property. So I'm gonna give you your introduction to the real estate biz, man, because yeah, completely wasting time here. Next, our property is built in 1955. 1955. Yes, can you see that? The year built on these homes. This one, $217,000 comp on a home built last year. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way in hell anyone would ever use this comp for this property. This is an old 1950s home. This is something that was just built. And all of these are semi-new. This one's 1999, this is 93, this is 1980. None of these are even close to being around the year built. Um, After those two, the rest doesn't even matter. The square footage, this one's 15, so it's too far off. The rest of these are at least around 22, so it might be able to pass off there. And then we go here. This one is September 2016 even. So they really reaching to throw this one in. One, it's over 3 miles away, makes it useless. Two, it's almost a year old, so that makes it useless. Three, it's a home built last year. It's a brand new build. It was probably the first owner just built in a new development and just sold that. That comp is stupid, ridiculous, not even close to being useful. That's just something they put in to pad it so it looks like it's worth something. Um, these last two that are way high that they really are digging for, 236, 229, these are still in the same area, over 3 miles away. Probably also new build because they don't even have the year here. And they're also almost a year ago from 2016. So the only one that's close, May 18th, 2007, but this still is in 1980. It's still almost 3 miles away. It is still a useless comp. If you come to Realtor.com, whether this is right or not doesn't matter. It shows an estimated value of 60,000, which is probably closer. And then you come to similar homes, 69, 64, 69, 69, 155. You look at the map for homes around it, in which I sent you the screenshot earlier, sold. Some of these, you see a 140 and a 244, but they probably are 2 years ago and they're probably not the same size. And that's why they didn't include those. Otherwise, they would have included those. So you have some recently sold, and you have a 92, it's not the same size, 82. On this one, maybe I would look up to see if that's even close, but here's the average home values: 50, 59, 34, 58, 52, 45, 47, 51. That's about what the homes are worth. And I can show you more sources. Come to Zillow and you put the address in. So you can see it sold last year for 40,000. Its estimate 119. That's why you don't use that. You just come and actually look at what they've sold for. So here's the property You come here and select recently sold, and you look just in this area. You've got, sure, you got an 80 here, but that's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1400. You have a 70. Maybe, maybe we're talking a little bit closer now. But you look at these. This one sold for 19,000. This one sold for 32,000. This one sold for 15,000. This one sold for 23,000. 225 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I wouldn't even look at that. It's so far different that it's probably not even close. There's nothing that even similarly shows a comp. So now you come inside of RealFlow, which I just gave you access to, my CRM. So all you gotta do is put the address in, and you go to comps evaluation, come down, and by default, it has all these things filled out. So you always want to try to go low first, 1 mile radius, never a year, because no investor is going to look at a comp from May 2016. They just won't. Take off active and pending, because I don't care about pending. You can start off with 180 days. I usually like to go 90. The most recent or the better. Start with 180 and go to at least 3 bed. Actually, I did 3 bed and nothing even came up. Even if I go all the way to 2,400 square feet, which is, you would never even want this range, but since this says 1,300 and the other thing says 22, I don't really know the size. So we're just going to leave it at this. 180 within 1 mile sold. Update the search. We've got 7 comps that have sold within the last 6 months. 23,000, 16,000, 30,000, 9,000, 16, 19, 31. Just in 5 seconds doing that brief, I haven't seen nothing that has sold within the last 6 months over 31,000. I wouldn't even look at this property unless we were talking $10,000 range. There's there's nothing selling. There's nothing in the area that's sold. So this is what you're going to need to do. You come here to properties, you do, I just did quick add, you put the property in, come to comps, and it'll pull up automatically. You narrow it down to 1 mile, 180 days, and keep this as close as possible. Did no max on the year built. And this is pulling right from the MLS. Nothing has sold in this area in that price range. So his 110, um, those numbers you showed me, or of it worthing 190 and showing those comps for 213. Again, I know you saying this is new and you haven't learned all this. That comp report is 100% false, wrong, lie, well, inflated, whatever you want to call it. They puff it up to make it, to put together a really good looking package to try to trick unsuspecting new people or whatever who don't know what they're doing. Anyone else who sees that, any seasoned investor who knows what they're doing, any bank, any contractor, anyone, if they're trying to get in a loan and they try to say it's worth that, and an appraisal comes out and the appraisal comes back at 60,000, they'll never get the loan. It's not even close. So, if you wanted to, you could send them the comp package I just sent you and said all of those homes in your package are, some of them are even built in 2016 and they're over 3 miles away. Those comps are useless. I would actually tell them that because they know what they're doing. And then I bet you won't hear from them again. They won't even respond because they know what they're doing. Um, so that's your final lesson for the day on how shady this business is with people sending you comps. That's why you do your own. That's why you have to do your own research. When they tell you what you see in the Craigslist ad, oh man, it's worth this and it looks like a killer great deal. It's not. Do your own research. Um, and until you come with one that you put it in here and these numbers look fantastic, then we're talking. Um, but don't take the word for them. They're always going to lie, and you just seen it. Um, that's why I wanted to show you that. You just saw it hands down. They were completely lying to make it look like it's a good deal. Um, I don't want anything to do with this property. This 621 e-commerce is dead. Nothing around here is being sold in the last 6 months Nothing has been sold for higher than 31,000. Ours will be the most expensive comp buying it at 40. So this is a no unless you offer him 10 grand.